Hey friends, thanks for tuning in to my tutorial on giving my dingy mailbox a little update with some adhesive vinyl. Find the whole tutorial on bartoncraftbarn.com. The program I used to make this SVG file was Inkscape. It's a free program downloaded from the internet. I measured the area I was going to be working with, where I wanted the image to be on the mailbox, and I created this file in Inkscape. From Inkscape, you can save your file as an SVG directly in the program, and I saved to my desktop, and then I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space and upload the file into Design Space. You upload image, you are going to browse, and you find where that file was saved from Inkscape. Like I said, it's right on my desktop. I look for my SVG file and then click open, and Design Space will open it in. I won't have any cleanup image to do like you would if you pulled in a JPEG or a PNG, because the SVG file is already telling Design Space what paths to cut. So you're just going to continue, and this will be an uploaded image on Design Space that I can use again or share or whatnot. So I'm going to insert this image into my file. I have a new file over here, so it's the only image in there, and you can see you can't see it anywhere. So sometimes the Inkscape SVGs come in ginormous. I don't know why. I think it's a glitch in Design Space. It could be how I'm saving it. So you can see it says an error, it's too large. So I'm going to just click on my image, and I'm going to change the height size to 11.5, because I know that's how wide my mat is going to be. So it'll just pull it back on the screen, and you can see the position right there. The X position is way out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm just going to change that to 0 to bring it back to the 0, 0 coordinates. The next thing I'm going to do is make a template of what my cutting mat looks like, so I can arrange my images on my cutting mat to not waste vinyl. So I inserted a shape, a square. I unlocked it so I could make it a rectangle, and I changed the dimensions to be 12 by 24, which is my cutting mat that I'm going to use for this project. So I'm going to just change the color to white for a better visual, arrange and send it to back so I can see my design. And now I can move my design wherever I want it to go on my cutting mat. If I don't do this step, Cricut Design Space will cut all of the letters anywhere it wants to go, and typically it's not the most efficient. And if you don't attach the image to itself, it also will separate the image, so you'll have like a B over here, maybe an R and a T, and you'll have to put it together later on your own, which is not how I'm going to waste my afternoon. So I'm moving my design all the way to the left so it will cut at the top of my vinyl when I feed my cutting mat through. I'm just trying to make an efficient use of my vinyl so that it's not wasting big spaces of it. And once I get it all where I want it to be, I will select all of the image and I will attach it, and this tells Design Space to cut it exactly where it's at and don't move it around. I add a small heart on here as my test cut. I never know the shape of my blade or the type of vinyl is sometimes different. The batches of vinyl is different. It's important to do a test cut first so that you don't waste a bunch of vinyl. On the big design, it's just wasting a little heart. And so I can see on my black mat here that I have a space around the 7 and 8 inch mark, and so I'm going to click over to the pink mat, and I'm going to move that heart over to that space so I know it won't cut, it won't interfere with my design. So I'm going to continue, and if I was connected at that point, it would have told me to select my material, which is premium outdoor vinyl. So here's the Cricut Maker cutting. Does its thing all on its own. I love it. So once you eject it, you're going to cut the images apart, and you will weed them, which means remove all of the vinyl you don't want on your design. I then put a transfer sheet on my sticky mat, grid side down, pull the backing off, and I'll put my weeded design on top of it and then peel the whole thing off. The last step in this tutorial is to take your transfer sheet with the vinyl and place it on a clean final destination. Believe it or not, this is the cleanest I could get the mailbox. It is not a very nice mailbox, but anyway. So you press it down where you want it. You can see the grid lines can help me easily eyeball a straight line on here, and you pull the transfer tape off at an angle and just press down your vinyl. It helps to pull the backing off and pull the transfer tape off at an angle just to keep the adhesive where you want it to stay. If it starts to come off, you just slow down a little bit and press it down in the meantime, just so you don't rip the vinyl. Yes, it will rip. And we can thank my son Finn for filming this part of the tutorial. You can also see him in action with his crazy dance moves on our duckling video on the YouTube channel. So here is our final mailbox, the chicken side and the duck side on the other side of the road there. So you can see the full tutorial at bartoncraftbarn.com, and some of my other vinyl projects like my Mom Life Yeti mug, which I use every single day, and my daughter's water bottle with her nickname Nora Bear, and the Princess Bride quote above the door leading out to the house. Then we have the kitchen cabinet with the conversion chart there on our measurement cabinet, and this Awana sign that stays outside and looks just as good as when I made it. It's amazing what permanent vinyl can do. So check out our other tutorials at bartoncraftbarn.com, and we also have some information about our hobby farm and our gardens and garden tips and recipes. So come check out what's going on. Bye.